Welcome to Talking Heads on USA Global TV, starring the one and only wonderful Dr. Jacqueline. It's a prestigious place where world-class influencers and experts meet, and where you'll find the most trusted advisors and coaches for all things in life and business. Visit usaglobaltv.com to sign up for our newsletter, get the value you need, and be first in line to learn about events and giveaways and other valuable content. Connect with us. Email Dr. Jacqueline at usaglobaltv.com to talk about how you can become part of USA Global TV. That's USA Global TV, where the doctor is always in.
Hello and welcome to the Wild at Heart Show. Real, authentic, and uncut. My name is Roland, and I'm the host and moderator and the creator of this amazing show, a show by men, for men, about men at USA Global TV and Radio. And today we're already having episode number 10, and we're going to continue our discussion and our conversation that we started last week. And the topic last week was how male sexuality is evolving when we're getting older as men. And I'm very looking forward that I do this together with my amazing chance from my Bonfire Talk panel. So let's welcome the guys. Let's start with my dear friend, my Mexican friend from the beautiful island of Mallorca that has been my home base for the last 14 years. Welcome, Ezra, on the show again.
Hello, Roland. Hello, how everybody? I'm happy to be here again. Missed last week,
buenos
but I'm
dias,
happy
buenos
to be here
tardes.
again. Buenas tardes.
Yeah,
yes, it's very hot here. Hello, everyone.
Here too. I'm broadcasting here from my motorhome, and I'm standing on a parking lot in front of a soccer stadium, and it's also very hot. I have my air conditioner on. Welcome back. Thanks you're here. And the next guy I want to welcome to the show is my dear friend from Egypt, my dear friend Mohamed.Mounir.
Hello, Roland. Hi, Ezra. How are you guys? So I don't know how hot it is for you in there, but in Egypt, that's normal. We're good, and the air condition is always on. So we're absolutely fine. And really, I missed the last time show last week. So I'm back again. Can't wait to continue discussing with you. Thank you.
Great to have you back. Thanks, Monia. And also from Egypt, let's welcome Hazem.
Hello, hi, Roland. Hi, Ezra. Mounir, hi again.
Hi, Hazem.
We're just having lunch together.
Yeah. Great to have you back at the show. And as my dear friend MARCIN from Poland, and also my friend Christian from Germany, they have a day off. So we, last but not least, we welcome our dear friend, our male colleague from the UK, Big Scott. Welcome, Big Scott.
Hey, yes.
Hey.
Yeah.
Hey, man. Welcome.
Yeah, it's nice to be back. Yeah, the weather's hot here as well. We had record temperatures yesterday, so
a hot temperatures outside, a hot topic in the house. So we came across when we met backstage after the show last time. It was just a very good and intense conversation about male sexuality evolving when we're getting older. So we decided we continue today, do a second part on the show, on this topic on the show, to go deeper, because I guess it's so important. And folks, who is ever watching, wherever you're watching from, if you missed the last show, please go on our website, bonfiretalks.com, or on USA Global TV or on YouTube, but it's easy on bonfiretalks.com. You get the whole concept. You can contact each guy of the show directly if you want, and also you find all recorded shows. So if you missed one, especially the last one, just go to Bonfire Talks website and see the recording. Okay, guys, let's continue. Who wants to start?
well, I think we should start with either Mohamed or Hazem, see, because Ezra and I was Ezra there? Any of those guys, I'm happy.
Well, in fact, I would definitely would love to start. However, I don't know, where did you end last time so that we can continue, because I was not in the show. So it's good to start with a question.
Maybe Monia, you tell us and your audience how your sexuality evolved when you're getting old. What's different when it was younger, mid-age, and now you're still young man, but you're more mature, more experienced. How did it change for you?
Oh, right. Okay, that's hard. So I need to think, and then because I've never thought about it before. I think it's the maturity level is becoming of more into the feelings and the intimate relationship rather than the sexuality itself. I think it's more of how you get attached to the person before you attach to the body or the figure of the other party. That's what I feel that has evolved. It's much more matured, if I may say so.
Okay, so it's less about performance. It's more about being engaged, having a nice conversation. Do you see yourself as what it's called saposexual? Saposexual means that you need a good conversation. If she's too dumb, you're not interested. That's what it's called, saposexual. Do you need a good conversation?
Oh, right. Okay. So yeah, that's I would say yeah. I mean, it's always the idea of having this kind of there are this kind of feelings, with my wife. This is okay. We're having this kind of feelings, the calmness, the relaxation, the feeling of the intimate and the love and the passion. This is how it get always evolves. So it's this is what brings the flavor into the relationship, rather than just when we were younger, it was only not the mentality. It was all about the figure. It's not the mentality. It's not the feeling. It's more of the body and the figure. If this makes sense.
When you say figure, you mean the shape of the girl, or what do you mean?
The shape. Yes.
The shape.
Absolutely.
Okay. So like looking at a nice car. You mean to shape her with the
absolutely. It was okay. the attraction when I don't know, this is about me, it's the attraction in when we were young. It was only about the figure, how nice it is, how hot she is, and so on, how many men are trying to get to her. So this is how it went. I'm there. This is how I show my masculinity. I win at the end of the day, and this is how it is. But after a while, it's more about love, the feelings, the relationship, the talks, the intimate, the feeling of this kind of coziness, and so on. This what makes it, more of attractive. That's how can I
absolutely
see.
Thank you for your openness. Hazem, how about you? I guess he's frozen.
You scared him away. I'm out of here. Bye.
Maybe his wife came home. No, we're just kidding.
Or perhaps
Scott, you want to add something?
Perhaps the teddy bear over his left shoulder just jumped on him. Yeah, I was just, before we came on the show today, I sort of watched back over what we were saying last week. But yeah, and I think we're on a general consensus. The older we get as men, it's more about the sensual rather than the sexual rather than the physical. Yeah, the physical is lovely, but I think on last show, Roland, you were saying that you've lost a little bit of excitement to it. So I think it's always exciting when it happens, and I think it's more excitement when it happens impromptu. When you're younger, you can make it happen a lot quicker. You've got a lot more time, you've got a lot of free space, and there's little cooing and wooing. Whereas as you get older, and as I said last week, it's all about finding them special times, and them special times are brilliant. And as you get older, there's people been together like in their 80s, 90 years of age. They're not having sex, but they must be doing something to keep them pheromones going, because they don't die as we get older. Our sexual attraction doesn't die. We don't die, so I lost a bit of a thread there. But yeah, I think as we get older, we all tend to agree that it's more mental than physical.
Yeah. Well, actually, I didn't mean that I'm the less excited. What I meant is, I don't know. I don't have the figures in my head, the data. But actually, we think 100 times or 200 times a day on sex or something like that. I don't know. What I meant is, it's less in my mind. It's not. Because when I reflect when I was preparing for the show, I was reflecting myself. Actually, the last days, how often do I consciously think about sex? And I guess it's less than it was years ago. That's what I meant, maybe with less excitement.
Yeah, I think there are statistics out there. As a young boy, I think you think about it about 200, 300 times a day. You know, and as you get older, we ain't got that much. I can't even remember what I did yesterday, let alone thinking about sex all the time. You know,
or we just forgot it because we're getting older.
yeah. Like the joke you said last week. You know, where's the house? Where's the house?
Okay, Hazem, we have you back with a good coffee. So, Hazem, we didn't want to frighten you with my questions, scare you away. So, do you want to share what your wolfing is going on, or how it changed for you?
Yes. Do you have a specific question, Roland, or what? Hit me with a question.
I hit you with a question, dear friend. Hazem, when you reflect on yourself as a man, how did your sexuality change during the last years, from 15 to 25 to 35 to 45? How did it change for you?
Yes. I have been married since 2002, and maybe there was a break for a divorce, 4 years. Like 5 or 6 years ago, and then I got my second marriage a year before. Of course, this sexuality evolves. Of course, it's becoming more mature. I don't know. Now with this age, it comes with more spiritual, more with feelings. More with intimacy, more with sharing, more with bonding. It's building more of trust nowadays. But I think earlier it was just this volcano feeling, and nothing was. Do you ever heard about spiritual sex or something like this, Roland?
Yeah. Well, I'm just reading a book again by Osho, my guru, my teacher. Osho. He has been writing many books, and one of the books I don't know, I read it for the third time or fourth time, I don't remember exactly, about man, and he's talking about sexuality, and it's very, very important. And he's also writing that when we're getting older, hopefully, we had a lot of experience, so it's not so important anymore. It's not that it drives away. We still have to have intimacy, of course, but it's not the number one in our head, because we evolved, we developed ourselves, we're more conscious, we're more spiritual. But it's a very, very important thing.
I think it's not only about spiritual, or it's not the number one and so on. I think it was when we were younger. It was only you have few things to worry about. You need to study, you need to get your grades right, and you need to succeed, and so on. And this is the only thing that you're thinking about. And then when we start this kind of teenagers and so on, our ability to identify ourselves from with the opposite sex, it was only the idea about how good you look, how you dress, how funny you are, these kind of things that attract the teenagers. And then it was only the idea of the the body, the shape, the look, the dress, how smart you are, and so on. But after a while, it's the priority in life and the things in life starts to get in a different shape. You feel you have much more to worry about rather than just succeed in the exams and move forward. You do now being responsible about having a home, a wife, a job to take care of, and so on. And this starts to bring this kind of a primitive man aside, because there are now that the life is much more complex than before. And that's what things that it is a little bit of fading it a little bit, but it's not faded. It's becoming an item, an important item among a lot more important items in our life as men. I don't know, maybe that.
Yeah. We were just chatting with, I was just chatting with Mounir a couple of hours ago about this topic, and we were hitting a point where when your spouse or your woman tries to punish you, if, for example, you didn't make the dishes or something, you're not going to have sex today. It's like a punishment to, or maybe in the Middle East. I don't know if this philosophy or this tool is used properly in Europe or in the States. Yeah, very weird.
Yeah, we
Roland,
touched
you're
on
muted.
that.
Oh, you're muted, my friend.
Yeah,
Yes,
we touched
I
on that
was-
topic last week. Yeah.
Yeah. So is it a punishment for you, having sex with your wife, or you mean she gives you a punishment when you're not performing, or what do you mean?
No, we were talking about she punishes you when you, for
When you're not
example,
doing
make
what she
her
wants.
upset of another thing, or you didn't.
It's a reward mechanism for the men. In the Middle
yeah,
East, it's
yeah.
not, it's okay, if you're good, if you're paying that, if you're doing this, if you're getting me this, so I will reward you with that. That's a primitive woman and a primitive man. And I think I was telling Hazem that because in Europe states, in that there are much more of equality, openness, and different ideas about learning and the right for the women and the men to have this kind of urges, because we're at the end of the day humans. In those developed countries where it's more open about it, the woman does not really be shy of showing that she needs this as much as you are. But in some of the Arab countries, in some of the non-developed areas and so on, it's much more of, this is for your needs. I will give it to you if you're good. If not, maybe you need to be punished.
Okay, interesting. I guess in the Western Hemisphere, I can speak from myself. In some relationships, it's the same stuff. Yeah, it's when you're not performing, meaning, I don't know, being successful in business, or taking care at home, or doing this what she expecting you, then you get punished and say no, not tonight. I'm a headache, or whatever it is. But anyway,
All right.
Guys, we are going into commercial break, and after the commercial break, I want to discuss who is open about, because actually we are all getting older, and maybe our audience want to know also if we need some little helpers, call them little helpers, to perform on stage tonight, or tonight at all. So let's go to commercial break, and then we go a little bit deeper on little helpers. See you soon, guys. about intimacy. It's more about connecting, bonding, and stuff like that. So, and we also said it. We don't think, I don't know, because Scott said 200 times a day on sex. Maybe it's just 110 times. I don't know. It's still important. We still enjoy it when we're getting older, but it's a different quality. It's an absolute different quality. And yeah, we talked a lot about last time and today about quality. Let's talk also about quantity. What I mean is, I know from friends in my age or older that sometimes because they have a lot of stress in business, on the job, maybe they have some health issues, that okay, sometimes I need some helpers, little helpers, to be the man. So, Guy, what do you think about it? Do you have any experience about pharmaceuticals? I guess it's a blue pill or whatever it is. Is it okay to take it? Is it helpful? Have you had experience? What would you guys recommend?
Well, I'll speak up. I think it can be used in all sorts of different ways. It was heavily marketed, for, stay long, strong for God knows however long. But medically and physically, if you haven't been in a relationship for a long, long time, then it might take you a while to get back and used to that thing. So certain things in medical professions, myself, I've just been through medical operations and stuff. My body went through all different changes. So for a while, I had to use them just to help me just to get back to feel it desensitizing sometimes, that sensitivity. Because if you haven't had it for a long, long time, then it can be really, really sensitive. So in a way, it can be beneficial. It's not just for, pop one of these pills and shag for 26 hours like a little bunny rabbit. It does have medicinal qualities because there is a medical one, sildenafil it's called, which is what Viagra is. But Viagra made its money by going on the market and just basically saying, if you want to perform like a superhero, pay £20 a tablet. I think so. Yes, it does have its uses if you use it in the right way.
Okay. So would you recommend it for a gentleman who said, okay, I have some issues being back the stallion in the stable? You say it's working.
Yes, it does work. But I think also alongside of it is what we've been talking about is the pressure. Even as you're older, when you're in a new relationship, you're all wooing and cooing and finding out and exploring about each other. And as I say, if you haven't been doing that for a long time, it can be overpowering. So yes, it does have its uses, but anything in moderation, I think. But again, a lot of pressure and stress we put on ourselves is the performance malady, which is the psychological thing. And so the tablets can help you physically, but then you also need to help yourself psychologically. So it depends how you want to take it, as to what you want to do. Yes, it can make you last longer, but sometimes it hasn't worked on me. Because it's all about your mindset. So I only think it emphasizes what mood you're in or what atmosphere you're in. So I'm an ambassador for them, but used for the right purpose.
When I understand you properly, because I never tried it out. When I understand you properly, you also need the right mindset. Otherwise, it's not working. What do you mean? You have to believe in it,
well,
or you have to get rid of the pressure?
The tablet, literally, the tablet will just make you hypersensitive, but you still have to have sexual chemistry to be erect. You're not going to walk around with a hard on for 26 hours. It only comes into effect when you have the stimulation. Because sometimes if you're not, as you say, you might have had a really, really stressful day and your mind's not in the right place, but your body wants to. So it's all about relaxing, taking that pressure off. And when you get the stimulation, then it helps the performance or the scenario or whatever, but it doesn't make you last forever. You're not walking around like that for 3 days, so which is what some people tend to think. So, but if you've got a health heart condition, I'm not saying do it. It's not good for the heart. But I think, and I'm saying, being serious now with stuff like that, people need to check, and something like that, you need to read and make sure that you haven't got any other conditions because it heightens your blood pressure. So you could be go woohoo and then fall over. So yeah. So
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
And I will upvote what the Big Scott is saying, and it's all about the mentality and the pressure on the mindset.
So if you're pressured, if you do have anxiety, if you're not really feeling quite good, if you're not in a safe positioning within financially, or you have a stress at work, some of those kind of things really get the effect on you when we are getting older, because we are more conscious about those kind of things. And the bills that helps you physically, that will not going to be able to give you what you need to feel mentally and the relaxation about it. It's more about the mental side of it, the feeling that relaxed, the thinking about it as one of your nature things is much more important than the physical thing. And that's exactly when you're trying to push up something, while it's not, you don't have the urge itself, you don't think about it, you're not feeling safe, you're not feeling secure, you're not feeling into the mood of doing that. You're just in the mood or thinking or in being in front of your screen, or doing some trainings, or doing some business and so on, and that's what gets into your mind, and then you fall asleep, and that's it. Those kind of things will not help at that point of time.
Okay, when I understand properly, because I never tried it out. When I understand it properly, is when you feel under pressure, with your wife, or when you're single, you meet somebody, you feel under pressure, you're not quite sure if you can perform. This pill helps, or it only helps when you also get rid of the pressure in the head? That's what I want to understand.
It does not really help if you're pressured or your mind is away.
No.
So it's not, it's not gonna.
Okay.
I think that the best Viagra is connection with your woman, connection with yourself, and presence. Because if you're anxious about something, you're in the future or in the past, you're not present. You're not present in what you're feeling emotionally. You're not present in what you're feeling physically through your senses. You're not present with your thoughts about what you're doing. So connection I believe, is the most important. At least for me, it is now at my age. I believe I'm the oldest one here in the bunch. And for me, it's gotten better. It's gotten deeper. It's like red wine. It's like a good red wine, which has more body, more depth, more taste, and then you can, in a good wine, you can find flavors after you taste it, and so is sex as a greater age. And personally, I need connection. I need to have certain kind of connection, not only physically, at the growing level, but also, if possible, at the mind level, and also at the heart level. Especially at the heart level, so that the experience is much more heightened. So Viagra, whatever these other drugs are, they work physically, but if mentally and emotionally you're not there, you're not present, you're not connected with yourself and with the woman, with you, or whoever another person is, it's not going to be good sex. It's just going to be
carnal knowledge.
The F word.
Yeah.
This is a very good comment you made, because being present, because when you're really present, you don't think about the past, where you maybe feel ashamed or guilty that it didn't work once or twice, whatever, and you also not look into the future and say, oh my goodness, hopefully it's working. So when you're in the present,
feeling good, it's not.
Yeah, you get rid of your anxieties.
Ezra put it in the exact right wording, to be honest. It's being there, present in now and here. You're not thinking about half an hour later. You're not thinking about half an hour past. So if you're really there, that's where you're connected with the other party. You're connected with yourself first. And absolutely, you illustrated in a very good way, Ezra. Other than this, you're just worried about tomorrow. You're not even there. You don't feel what is happening. You're just doing another duty, another checklist.
Carnal knowledge. That's all it is. It's just carnal knowledge. Yeah.
We make sex just like another duty, something else to do. We're always in the doing. We're always in the having, pursuing, doing, having, instead of simply be.
And I think,
be a man and feeling how it feels through all your senses, which is real, and put your mind away.
Yeah, and I think that's what sort of assimilates what we were saying. When you're a young buck, all you want to do is the F word. Do you know what I mean? The rest of it is irrelevant. You just want to get in. A buck does a foot, but as you get older, and we all seem to be coming to this, it's like we're treating our ladies like a fine wine. All we need is some cheese and we're sorted. You know, so yeah.
When we were young,
it's
we were
true.
bucks,
Yeah.
you know.
Exactly.
Physically, the hormones were going crazy,
Hell
you know, and just like you don't know what's happening to you, and every woman that walks by is like, well, yeah.
Whoa, yeah.
And the thing is that you don't have other things to worry about. I mean, it's just you really don't worry about a lot of things at this age. Just college.
You're invincible. You're invincible.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's fine, and you don't even think about it, and that's why people does not think about the consequences when we are teenagers and so on. Maybe we fall into a relationship or doing something that we should not be doing because we were not thinking. We just think about the here and now. And this is what I want. I don't know what will happen later on. I will feel the guilt, maybe. Maybe, but I don't know. It's all about being here and now, not worrying about other stuff like what we're doing now.
Yeah.
But actually, when we are young, we feel unstoppable, immortal. Unstoppable. Yeah, it's full there. But I also know I once had a performance issue, to be honest. I just opened now, but it was in my 20s, and it's an interesting story. And I really found out how the mind is a monkey. How the mind is really you can play monkey game. I remember I was in my 20s. I was working with a friend together in Germany, and I met a beautiful girl. And my friend, he was jealous about it because he wanted her. So the whole day, and he knew that I have a date with her in the evening after work. So the whole day, I guess it said it 100 times, even after, Roland, tonight you're not performing. Tonight you're not performing. Tonight, this bloody bastard repeated 100 times over. You know what? I met this girl. I went to her apartment. Game over. Because I believed it because I heard it so many times about the repetition. It was a monkey game. I mean, the girl was cool. She knew how to help me out with her neighbor, so it was lovely. But it's about the mindset. It's all about the mind.
Roland, you're just lucky.
What's that? Sorry,
it helps you out with a neighbor.
You're just lucky, my friend.
No. Yeah, there was no Viagra on the market over 30 years ago. No, but gentlemen, to be serious, I want to ask for you, especially for your audience. We're getting older, and there's no shame to take some helpers for any reasons. For those guys of you who use it sometimes for whatever reason, and for our audience also who are thinking about are you talking to your partner about it, or you're taking it seriously and hopefully it's working, or how are you handling this?
I personally like to talk about it, definitely. Before and after, and during as well as possible, Yeah. But I'm a talker. I like to talk. I like to express how I feel not only emotionally but physically, and how much I desire her or how much I want it, and definitely I talk about it. And if I find something that's lacking, I will try to find a moment, space where I can comment it and hopefully communicate. Definitely. For me, my sex life is very important. For me, my sex life is part of my life. It's another not only activity but another way of expressing myself, of being, just like eating or doing other things. It's not only maybe not at this age. It's not so much as a physical need, because my hormones don't ask for that much, but it is a need in terms of my love relationship. It's part of my life, and the moment of a sexual encounter or sexual intercourse, it's the culmination of this love making during the day and during the week or whatever. It's the union that we're all searching for. This connection, the sense of need of connection, finally is looking for a union, a way of uniting, finding union somewhere. First it was with her mother when we left her womb, when we were feeding from her and her hugs, and then it was another woman, and then it is when you're a partner. We have a partner. When you have a woman or a partner with which you feel connection at different levels, and physical intimacy is the final physical, complete union of two beings, of two human beings. So yeah, talking about it, expressing, listening, and being there for the other one needs for me, is very important.
So you mean when we're getting older, it's also important that we talk about our feelings, our needs. It's not just let's go and have a conversation about what is good for me, what is good for you, and have a good conversation about it.
I think so. I think that as we grow older, since we're not so much in the performance and we may not be as good as we were before, what makes it good as we get older is the intimacy through the feelings, through the thought forms that we share, and then that's when the body reacts to this reality that is being shared between two persons. No,
and I think
shared through this connection. You know,
if
there's no connection, like not anymore. Thank you.
I totally agree with Ezra. Speaking about it with your partner always is a good sign, and increases the satisfaction between the parties, and what should be done and what should not be done that pleases the other party. Yeah. But actually, I thought also of Roland's question is, do you speak with your partner that you're gonna take a help like a pill or something? I thought about it this way. Or it's this is your normal performance, and you're not saying that you're taking any medicine or pills or glucose or whatever. When you use it, yes, when I use it, I have to say, of course, because why should I lie? But because, as we said before, there stress in life, and your mind is not focused, but you want to have such a relation, and your partner as well wants to have a relation at that time. So why not to use the innovation that helped humanity? Yes, and what did people do before this innovation? They were going finding herbs, and some culture goes to seek for help from a magician or something, abracadabra. Yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah, well, that didn't happen before. I believe, this is one of the modern diseases among men.
Yeah.
So somewhere I read that more than 50% of men, modern men, are not able to perform. And this is because of the way of lifestyle that we have nowadays. Work, our chores, our things take too much of our attention, of our presence. Also, the food, our nutrition that we have does not help us hormonally and also energetically. So today we have we have a lifestyle that's not very good, not only for sexual relationships or for a full relationship as men, but mentally and emotionally. So it's being more conscious of what we do, what we eat, what we think, being more aware, and find really who we are.
Yeah. I guess it's very important what you said, Ezra, that the lifestyle is very important in our modern world. Yeah, stress is one thing. We work too much, and we have a lot of pollution, a lot of toxic stuff in our body from chemicals that we use in the house for cleaning or shampoo or whatever. And then it's nutrition. I guess most people are using bad nutrition, too much sugar, too much alcohol, too much,
carbohydrates.
Carbohydrates, but also artificial stuff like colorings or flavorings or preservatives and stuff like that. And what we also know is that some food is not really good. A friend of mine told me when I got separated and found a new girlfriend, he said, when she's serving soya products, run away as fast as possible, he said. Because because when you eat too much soya products, your testosterone is going down. So run away, he said. It's not good for you.
It has a lot of
there's some
estrogen.
food. Sorry?
It has a lot of estrogens, and it goes against
there's a
your
lot of
testosterone.
estrogen, of female hormones,
Yeah,
not male hormones.
performance gets high when you get out, for example, in a vacation or in a trip to the sea or to the jungle or whatever. You perform better because you feel better, and the oxygen in the air, of course, it helps a lot. Then the city where the pollution everywhere. Yes, we have to think more about how to get the best out of the nature.
Yeah, I think what Ezra was saying, it's all about having that time to be with the person. That alleviates a lot of the stress. And these days, especially in the Western world, you're working 80, 90 hours a week to keep a roof over your head, to feed your family, to feed your children, and then you've got no time for intimacy. How many times in past relationships, I haven't got the time. But I think in order for a relationship to be healthy, you need to find that time. And as you were just saying, when you go away on a holiday, there's no stress, there's no drama, you're in the moment. You're not worrying about whether the bills have been paid or whatever. And we need, instead of just having a holiday 2 weeks a year, you need to be taking a little holiday or a mini break once a week. And even if that mini break is overnight in a hotel somewhere so somebody can look after the children, you can make time for it. If you can make time for anything, you can make time for each other, to get to know each other on an intimate level away from your surroundings, I think.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and everything is there, and of course the food, the sleeping, the way of life, the exercising, the moving of our bodies, and so on. Those are absolutely important. But one of the most important things as well is, in my opinion, is that the relationship itself. How do you see yourself as a man in front of this woman? And this is something, again, it's all about the mentality and the mindset. And because now with the modern world, everyone is working, we're trying to support the family, everyone is paying, and so on. It's a really when the how can we say, the equality, the work stress, the taking care of a lot of stuff, and so on, and the roles itself between a man and a woman is started to get diluted a little bit. And once those kind of roles and boundaries get diluted, men do not feel confident about themselves, and this is how they start expressing. And the first thing that it starts to express is the sexual relationship, when it starts to feel, oh no, I'm not really man enough for that, or she's not really the woman enough for that, and it's the roles are getting mixed here.
Absolutely. Gentlemen, unfortunately, coming to an end, and the time is rushing. Any last comment? Ezra, was it you want to say something?
Yeah, I just want to say that it's all about connection, about real connection. Connection with ourselves. With who we really are. Put our thoughts about ourselves to one side. All those negative thoughts, all those fears. They're just fears. They're just thoughts. And really connect with ourselves and look for the spaces and times for connection with the other person. Just like we look. One of the first shows we talked about hobbies to share with your partner. There's good times for connections and a good time for sex afterwards.
Thank you, sir. Okay, gentlemen.
If you think about it, each of us, if you've got in a relationship and you've got children, you're three people. You're the father, you're the partner, and then you're yourself, and you have to balance each of those out so each of you get time, so there is no stress. And that's what I found in like it's like a Mars bar: work, rest, and play. Everything in moderation. You'll have a happy life.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so let's wrap it up. Thank you so much, gentlemen. And for you folks out there, wherever you're listening, when there's an issue for you, maybe you have a look at your diet, maybe you'll look at your lifestyle, get rid of the stress, switch off your phone, don't think about your bills, take a nice time out, a nice weekend, or go on a vacation, and be in the present moment, guys. And then it's all about quality and not quantity. Thank you so much for listening us. And as I said, go on our website, Bonfire Talks. If you missed any show. There are the recordings, and see you next time, next Wednesday, same time, same station. And if you have a topic you want us to discuss, please let us know. Send us an email, send a contact. We're more than happy to connect with you, and maybe you have an interesting topic that you want the panelists to talk about. Thanks so much, and taking care. Ezra, Hazem, Mounir, Big Scott, thanks so much. See you backstage, guys. Bye.
Ciao.
Ciao.